Hello, everyone. Thanks so much for tuning in. Itsmontez.com, and you are now watching Get This Knowledge. Of course, we've got John Pounders from Now You See TV. He's on, and we also have another special guest, D13, the Watchman. Today, we're going to be speaking about analytics. And without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and let John introduce himself.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's John Pounders from Now You See TV. We're doing this weekly show here with Montez, and I'm really excited to do it because it helps people grow their ministry. It helps me learn, and also any tips and tricks that we can give to you guys to help you grow your business or your ministry. We're happy to do it because we're learning on the process as well. Today, I brought on with us Kip from D13 Watchman, and D13 Watchman is a channel on YouTube. If you look them up, they've grown their network, they've grown their subscriber base extremely fast, extremely fast. We've been doing this. We've been doing this for, let's see, since 2010 on Now You See TV, and they already have more subscribers than we do. So he's grown his subscriber base in less than what a year, Kip? Is it something like that?
8 months now.
8 months, and he's already at like 26,000 subscribers or more. So he's doing something right. And what the whole goal behind this show is to help you guys learn the right way to go about things, so that you can make the best of what you're given, because it's important to be good stewards of what Yahweh has given us. Okay, so I know some of you listening are not believers in Yahweh or Yeshua or anything like that, Jesus, God to American language, but at the same time, whether you believe he's given it to you or not, he has, and you should be a good steward of what you've been given in a way that because it's not that easy to acquire things. It's not as easy to grow a business or a ministry. It's not easy. People think it's easy, but it's really not. It takes somebody that's willing to work, willing to put their life and their heart and soul into what they're doing, because that's just what it takes. See, God can definitely bless you, but he's only going to bless you as far as you're willing to work at it. And I know that's true. I've seen so many people get blessings like crazy from things and just squander it all away. Or, people work really hard and not make it anywhere. So it's all about how we do things, make it the best we can do to do it. Anyways, welcome, William, to the show, man. Appreciate it. Or Kip. Do you prefer to be called Kip or William? I always call you William, but...
Oh, either's fine. Everybody kind of knows by now, I think.
Right. Yeah. So, anyways, thanks for coming on with us, man. Tell us a little bit about your channel, how you just kind of grew it a little bit, just a few things, and we'll get into analytics.
Yeah, I mean, I just, I was part of a Bible study, and, we were finding some really cool stuff with prophecy and just different things in the Bible that, were kind of neat, and I'm like, how come no one, has made any videos about these kind of subjects? And I just started kind of fooling around on Windows Media Player, just putting things together, and, I've always enjoyed video editing, and I just started making little videos, about Leviathan and the Bible and Rahab and stuff like that, and it just ended up where it was just kind of videos I was just making for our Bible study group, and it started to take off from that point, and it just, the deeper I got into the scriptures and the heavier the videos got, the more attraction I guess I was bringing in, and I wasn't really trying for that, but it just started growing, and then I started meeting more people, and I started meeting people like Nicholas in 1968 and others, and I mean, it just started snowballing from there. I mean, I got better software, I got better video editing software and stuff, and I just started realizing, I'm like, I watched a lot of videos on YouTube, and I started to learn what videos I liked and what I didn't like. And I just started going through. I'm like, wow, if it's too much text, people don't like that. So I quit doing that myself. I'm like, if the music is overpowering the voice, that's a big turnoff for people. If everything's got to be metered out to, a broad spectrum of people, because you're dealing with kids and older people, some people that can't read too fast, some people are speed readers. You have to put all that together and balance it out the best way you can to try to please everybody, but you're never going to please everybody. That is one thing that's for sure. I've tried, it doesn't work. But the biggest thing was for me is I decided to stay true to the scriptures and stay true to the Holy Spirit leading me instead of doing what I wanted to do. And the things that the Spirit led me to do were a lot more awesome than the stuff I was planning on making with videos. So it turned out really awesome that way.
And that's important for people to realize too, because I mean, I started out, when we started out with Now You See TV, I really wanted to reach teenagers, and I really wanted to reach them, and I think we're still reaching them somewhat, but it's really turned into a completely different ministry than I started, because I started realizing the people that I'm reaching are the people I'm reaching. I don't need to I shouldn't have to format my ministry to different people. Now, with a business, you're going to want to really know some of the things we're going to talk about here, because if you're selling beard balm, let's say you're selling beard balm, your target audience is not going to be 13 to 50-year-old women. It's not. Normally, there might be a couple in there that have a beard, but it's going to be the people like me and Kip. You're going to want to target. You're going to want to target men that have beards first off, which isn't, it's a niche audience, and it's going to be males anywhere from 17 to 60 years old. Nowadays, 13 probably, the way kids are growing with all these genetically modified foods, but you're going to want to target certain groups of people with your business, okay? So in ministry and business are kind of different, but once you find your niche crowd, which is what you've done, Kip, and it's just what I've done and what Montez is doing, you found your niche crowd. Now you target that niche crowd and you keep going, because you figured out this is what Yahweh has for me. In your business, you figured out this is what I want to sell, so now you have to focus on that. So tell me a little bit about how you figured out your audience, how you figured out how fast people can read, basically the stuff you talked about. I know obviously you didn't go through and check and say how fast can people read. You probably looked at the video yourself and realized that this is probably too fast, this is too slow. Tell me, you learned along the way. You learned, and
yeah, I mean, some of my original videos I've taken down just because the best speed reader in the world probably wouldn't have been able to read it. I just had to learn that, I basically went off a lot of the comments. When I could read the comments and see the problems people were having, I'm like, okay, I'll do better in the next video. And then I would get comments back saying, wow, you actually took the time to listen to the people and you made the video better. And that was where a lot of my comments started getting more positive, because I would listen to the people as far as, not with what I was teaching about, but just the quality, and I would increase it every time. And as you can see from when I started my channel to where it is now, my quality has gone from that of, Windows Media Movie Player there to now I'm using a much higher quality system and software where I'm almost, getting up to TV type quality. And
yeah, there's a definite difference in your quality on that stuff, and you're working on a documentary right now, something that interesting. But yeah, you're basically, you just kept learning and kept upgrading and kept doing the best you can to make your audience experience better. It sounds like that's the goal really in any kind of experience. I think Montez, I see you trying to talk, but you're
I wanted to ask. So how often did you use live? Was that something you started off with? Probably not, but
no, I didn't.
Right. So when did you get into it? When was live something that became for the movement?
That pretty much happened because I didn't even know anything about live until later on anyway. So what I ended up doing was, my one video went viral, which I had no control over. I mean, I didn't even do that wonderful of a job on it that I'd thought, but it ended up, it's almost got 800,000 views now. And after that, people were making comments saying, well, I wish you could do a live show. I wish you could do, have like a talk show type format. And I was like, yeah, that would be kind of fun. And I was looking into doing podcasting and looking at different subscriptions and stuff, and I never really got into it. And then, I met Robbie Davidson from Celebrate Truth, and I watched his live shows, and I'm like, oh, you can do live right here on YouTube. So pretty much he taught me how to go live, and then I made a trailer about it just to see what kind of reaction I was going to get on my channel. And the reactions were so positive, I thought, okay, well, this would actually help to go live. I can talk about stuff I'm working on, and then it just kind of snowballed from there and ended up turning into where I got 2 live shows a week now.
Yeah, and go ahead, Montez. Sorry, I know this is your show. Feel free to cut me off anytime.
Sorry. So once you get his feedback of okay, so now I'm gonna go live, and you got all the responses. me and John were talking about how it just like eliminated all of the editing and things like that. But then I heard John say you're still working on documentaries. But when you put that back to back, and when, of course, we're going to get into analytics, but which one do you see has the best results, the edited or the live?
Oh, it can be up and down, but I would definitely say the edited still, because 2 weeks ago now I made my video about stars, and it's already got 50,000 hits within 2 weeks.
Yeah, one
And
thing important too to note is like you kind of have to have a bread and butter type thing, and then you have your steak. You know, with documentaries, they've grown their channel a lot from doing live shows as well as these others, but you have to have something consistent for your audience. If you want your audience to be there with you and to along the step away and care about the stuff you're doing in the future, you have to be there in front of them consistently to talk to them, to create a relationship with them, and that's what you guys are doing through your live shows. You're creating a relationship with your audience, so when you do come out with something, you can be like, we're coming out with this, here you go. And that's not the only reason, but you also want to get more truth out there. And sometimes, I mean, let's face it, unless you have a crew with 10 people editing and 10 people on camera and stuff, you're not going to be able to pump out documentaries daily, like, you know, or even 2 times a week. So.
And that's very true. You know, whenever you really stop and think about it, if you don't have the crew of people to be able to help you get the documentaries out, then you kind of really go with the whole setup, the interviews, and then go from there, and then you can go with the live. Again, being live is just so beneficial for the person. You don't have to spend the money. You don't have to really worry about whether or not traffic's going to be or whatever the case is, because, again, you have the freedom from working here at home, where I'm working at home, and I'm sure that's where you all are too. And that's where most people will be whenever they shoot their live show. You know, get your nice little setup or whatever and shoot the show live. And it's just so much, it's so beneficial to be able to do this whole live thing here at home in front of people. I do that.
Yeah, and kind of get into the.
It could take up to $50,000 a month to do this, you know.
Yeah, it could take that much, especially if you were trying to fly out everybody you want to have as a guest all the time. It could get very expensive, that's for sure. And that's the beauty of Google Hangouts and doing it like we're doing here, because you live up north. Like where do you live? You live in Wisconsin, is that right, or Minnesota?
No, I'm in Idaho.
Idaho, that's right. You're in Idaho. I'm in Indiana. Montez is in Kentucky. Bringing us all together for a show like this would cost a considerable amount of money if we couldn't do it via internet. So it's important to do this. Anyways, I wanted to kind of talk a little bit, since we're talking about analytics, we're talking about this kind of stuff. Knowing your target audience is going to be important. Like you said, Kip, some people. You probably have narrowed down who your target audience is, and I was going to kind of show people a little bit on analytics on YouTube how they can figure out where their target audience is, and what videos are doing better than others, how to kind of go off that. Because I mean, really, like the stuff that I might be doing out there, like I might be really interested in you know, for our channel, I might be really interested in certain topics. But at the same time, my goal is to grow our channel and reach as many people possible. And this is something I don't, you know, talk about on my channel, but we have a lot of subjects that I'm not necessarily always interested in, but I do like to do it because it gets the word out there, it gets knowledge out. My goal is to bring people into a relationship with Yeshua and to help them have them following the ways of Him. But at the same time, we have shows where people used to be an ex-vampire or used to be that, you know, to kind of bring it all full circle together, because really you have to have a hook, you have to have a bait that's going to bait people in to get that, because let's face it, I mean, look at the church system, you know, it's kind of preaching to the choir if you don't have some kind of hook system to get people in. And that's kind of like what you guys have done with your videos about the flat earth, or your videos about the stars and all these things. You're drawing in a wide variety of people to what you're doing, and I'm sure you've seen growth because of that, to listening to what your meat of the subjects that you're doing on your live shows and stuff. You have a lot of meat in those shows that you're talking about, but I guarantee you that without these videos that you've done to draw people in, you would not have much of a live audience. I mean, would you agree with that?
Oh, absolutely. And a lot of it is just because I got mad. I got mad because I quit watching satellite television. I couldn't stand the garbage that was on there. Not that it's, disgusting programming or, anything crude, which a lot of it is. It was just the IQ level was so low that I just was like, how can people watch this? What happened to the good educational programming? And that's another reason why I've strived to do what I do, basically for free, is because I enjoy watching other people enjoy stuff, and I love to learn, and I love helping other people learn. So my goal was to, be like, okay, I want to make programming that people want to watch about cool stuff that's true, and show people that the Bible isn't this boring book, that there's a lot of really awesome stuff that goes with it, and the historical, archaeological stuff that they won't show you on television. I was like, I want to be the guy that makes that stuff and does it at the same quality level that TV does, and then yet surpass it. And that's kind of what I'm trying to do right now with the documentary that I'm working on.
Well, you're gonna like the footage that I sent you with David Carrico. So
Awesome.
I'm getting ready to send you. I'm trying to shoot mine part. It's really professional video quality and audio quality. So, but anyways, I don't know why I said that, but I was gonna do something real quick. I'm losing my train of thought here. Okay, I wanted to open up analytics real quick for you guys so that you can see basically. Can you guys see my screen right now?
Yes.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to look at analytics, okay, and I'm going to show you how to do it. Basically, you go up here to this little icon and you click on it, all right, and you're going to click on your Creator Studio. When you do that, I'm not going to do it right now, but you're going to come to a screen. It's going to be at your overview normally, and it's going to show you like how much your estimated revenue is. It's going to show you views. This doesn't show my revenue because I think it's against code policy on YouTube to show your revenue and stuff like that. But you're going to have this screens. But I clicked on watch time right here, okay? Because this is important to me. See how long people are viewing your videos, how many views you have. YouTube Red, that's not as none of this is that important. But what you really want to go to is your traffic sources, okay? This is something that I do pretty regularly, and this is something I need to do more of, is you're going to find out where your views are coming from, okay? So obviously suggested videos is going to be normally the most for any channel. So these are videos that they appear alongside other videos. Like, so if somebody's watching D13 Watchmen, they see a Now You See TV video on the side over here. That's going to, and I'll show you what I mean here. If we go to a video, let's go to this one right here. This is D13 Watchmen. Okay, this is a video they did with David Carrico. You guys did this live show not too long ago, on the 19th. So on the side here, it's going to show these are the videos it suggests, and here's one. This has got David Carrico. This is our channel, which is kind of cool. It's suggested for this video. Here's another one we did, David Carrico. Here's another one we did with this. Wow, it's showing a lot of Now You See TV stuff, but I wasn't thinking that was going to happen. But anyways, you see all these videos along the side here. These are the suggested videos, and this is where you're getting from your analytics there, your suggested videos, okay? Browse features, which would be traffic from your homepage screen, subscription feed, other videos like that. You got your YouTube search. YouTube search is kind of important because I'll open that up in a separate thing here. It shows you what people are searching for. What I really wanted to get down to at this one right here is let's see, where are we at here? External, okay? This is important that you do this because this will not only possibly further and grow your audience, but it also let people know you are thankful for what they do, okay? So we got most of our traffic sources are from nowyousee.tv.org, which should be expected. Then we got Facebook, which should be expected, Google search. But we also have Genesis6conspiracy.com, okay? So that means that they've shared a video of ours on their website. So that's something you want to be aware of. And what I would do is each time you find one of these, write these people a message and say, thank you for sharing my video on your website. I appreciate what you're doing. And if I can be of any further assistance, or if there's any other videos that I have that you would like to share, please do so and contact me anytime you want. You do that, I guarantee you they're going to say, oh, cool, this guy actually cares about what I'm doing. I'm going to share more of his stuff. That happens. People care about this kind of stuff, whether people like to think it or not, but they do.
And that's so powerful, you know, like, because I've watched plenty of times in, like, different people's stuff that makes YouTube videos, and they'll say, you know, for instance, Gary Vaynerchuk, he'll sit and he'll listen to some people and see what it is that they're interested in, and he'll find out, and it's not too hard to find out what people are interested in. All you have to really do is look on the social media sites, and then you'll find out maybe they're into knitting, or maybe they're into a Pacific basketball player or whatever. Well, so what he did is he eventually found this guy that was interested into the content he was making, and he bought the man a ticket to one of their favorite basketball games. And that's pretty much the same concept here. Is like whenever you're looking through these analytics and you see someone shares it on your website, and you reach out and you let them know, hey, thank you. It's almost like a good pat on the back. It's like a handshake, if you will, huh?
Yeah, it matters a lot. People don't realize how much just one kind word, a minute of two of your time, really makes a big difference in somebody's day. It really does, and it really lets them know that you care about what they're doing. Okay, I care about what they're doing, and you are thankful. Being thankful is a huge deal, huge deal. If there's anything I've learned in the last 2 years, being thankful to somebody that has done something for you is super huge, because they will remember that. People that aren't thankful, they'll remember that too. And guess what? The next person that they try to help, or the next person that they try to do something for, they're going to do it for the ones that are thankful. Okay, so remember that. That's important. And so, you know, just look down, you see different people, stevequayle.com. So I need to write him a letter and say thank you for whatever video he shared. Maybe go there and see what it was. Kingdom Intelligence Briefing, which is my friend Michael Lake, see whatever video that was and say thank you. And a lot of the times I've become friends with some of these guys just by writing them a letter and saying thank you. This is something that you know, is very important to do. I can't stress that enough. Okay, so this is part of your analytics right here. This is something you go to your traffic sources and see what's going on. So I guess one thing, we're going to go to demographics real quick, and if you guys have anything to say, feel free to step in at any time. But we're going to go here and we're going to see who is our audience. Okay, so this is going to be really cool for a lot of people. Okay, and this is something that I wish you could do, especially if you're a person that wants to like advertise on somebody's channel. Like, let's say I can keep going back to Beard Balm. Okay, let's say Beard Balm is something I want to advertise to somebody, or if I have this channel that I have right here, let's say this is something that I want to advertise. I want to advertise Beard Balm on my channel. I want to see if somebody wants to sponsor one of my shows for Beard Balm. If you can show them your analytics and show them that their target audience is a part of your listening group, this is something that could be important. And anybody that's got Beard Balm, 70.9% right here, guys, 25 to all the way up to 60. Our very small 13 to 17-year-old audience, which is something I'd love to jump on, but right now we don't have that. But this is our audience base right here. Okay, and it shows you the countries it's coming from. Shows you that. So we have a pretty good mix. We got 70.9% male, 29% female. Where you guys at, ladies? I don't know what's going on here, but we got most of the men are listening to it. And then you look at playback locations. You know, you're going to be looking at this is analyticals from the last 28 days, just so you guys know. And you can always change that. Like if you want to see last month, okay, in July, how many views I got, how many watch time minutes, and all this stuff. You can look right here, and it just shows you graph, you know, all that stuff. But it tells you where everything came from. This is important. This is your friend right here. This analytics stuff. This tells you what people are subscribing to. You can go here to your subscribers, see how many new subscribers you got. You can see how many that you lost and see why you lost them. We lost 514 subscribers, which I usually say good riddance to the ones that I lost. I really don't care. Now maybe somebody else does, but I don't. So it tells you kind of 14 of them from closed accounts, so that's pretty interesting. But yeah, so subscribers lost. I lost 440 from a channel, or from other, 57 from a video they watched. So let's see what the video is that they watched. So I lost 4 video subscribers from watching Real Life X Files with Rob Skiba. Definitely good riddance for that, because this is what our channel is all about, real life X-File type stuff. And so anyway, you can see where I'm going with all that. So it's pretty simple to see where I'm going. But that's the importance of your of looking at that. But anyway, I'll let Kip go for a second, because I know that he's I'm thankful for him coming on. I'll let him kind of let you guys know a little bit about analytics and about how you do things, and what to do to beef up your analytics, or any kind of advice you would have, Kip or William, however you want to be, whatever you want to be called.
Yeah, I mean, one of the big things, especially, with dealing with comments, is it is good to listen, to the people that are watching your videos, but you also got to remember there are very cruel, mean people out there that you should learn to grow a backbone and ignore. I learned the hard way to get too caught up and get too personal, when people started, teasing, tormenting. A lot of those people just do that because they enjoy doing that. They enjoy making your day miserable. So once you get over that hump and you realize that, okay, there's a delete button, that you can just delete it, and it was like it was never there. And another thing is, you can play it off with comedy, which is what I kind of do now. People post comments, the comment I get a lot is, well, this video was a 15-minute waste of my life, so I'll type something back like, well, and you just wasted another 2 minutes writing that comment. And if you deal with it with humor, you have to learn to deal with people, because you are working with people. So, listening to the people that care, you will know about the people that care. You'll get comments, emails from people that really, will be really trying to help you and give you positive advice. And most of the time it's good to listen, because instead of ignoring like some people do, I listen to my subscribers, and whatever I can do to improve with things, I will take that and make notes on it, and I will do my best to make things better. And that's pretty much my analytics. Haven't really been looking at the analytics. It's just been dealing with the people and emails I get, and listening to the people. And like John said, it's showing that you care. I mean, I am subscribed to channels where you never hear a peep from the people. They don't write comments. They don't answer emails. And, it's just like, does this person really care, or is he just doing it for, monetary gain or whatever? Whereas my channel, I didn't even monetize my channel because I don't need the money and I don't want the money.
It's pretty crazy. Like you say that as in looking at the analytics and writing back your comments, and that's being a big part of what's going on. I noticed that a whole lot of new YouTubers and people that go in and they do this thing called the sub for sub. What's your thoughts and feedback on the sub for sub content?
I'm not even actually familiar with what that is.
Oh, I guess it's where a lot of people will comment on there. They'll be like, "Hey, I subbed you. Will you sub me back?"
Oh, okay. I actually haven't had a lot of that myself, so I couldn't really speak to that.
Yeah, I haven't either, Montez. I think, honestly, that probably gets you a lot of subscribers that don't really care about anything you're doing. They just want you to subscribe to them. That would be my general opinion on it, because I mean, let's face it, dude. I mean, if somebody comes to me and say, "Hey, I'll sub your channel if you sub me back," I don't really. It's like, okay, good for you, but I want people that are interested in the content we produce to subscribe. And if they want to subscribe to me, they can. I'm not going to subscribe to anybody that I'm not interested in their content. I have before in the past subscribed to people that I'm not interested in their content, just because they asked me to. And I can tell you this, I really regret it now, because when I look through my feed on my YouTube, I see stuff that I could care less about. And so I think that's important. I think that's something you really need to think about. And yeah, I mean, your audience is important. The people, like Kip said, the people that subscribe to you and the people that care about what you're doing, you do want to listen to those people. The people that are trolls and they'll say anything negative they can say, those are the people you just give a deaf ear to and let them do it. Because I mean, in our line of work, me and Kip, you have people that are probably paid to do this kind of stuff, that just kind of just try to discourage you. Either that, or there's some kind of demonic entity behind these people that are trying to discourage what you're doing. And you're going to have that in business too. You're going to have people that are jealous of you, or they're they they're mad because you're doing what they want to do and they can't do it, or whatever. You're gonna have that stuff, okay? Kip said he doesn't monetize his videos. I monetize ours because in order for me to spend like 6-7 nights a week doing what I do, working on my website, it costs me quite a bit of money for my website for the different services that I pay for to do whatever. So, and in the time, I mean, if I was gonna do shows 6-7 nights a week, I have to think about, well, how am I going to get somebody to watch my kids for that time? I got a mortgage I have to pay. I got all these different things that I have to do. So if I'm doing this show, I can't work at my normal job, which I work from home as well. But I have to spend hours doing that stuff in order to make any kind of money to do it. So otherwise, I wouldn't have time to do it. So you kind of have to look and see where your needs are with it. But it's never about making money, because if it comes about making money, then you're not doing what you love anymore. It becomes a job. It's always got to be about doing what you love and being able to support yourself to continue doing what you love. So if you can do what you love without monetizing your videos, that's even better. But at this point, I could do one show a week, which is what I started doing without monetizing my videos. But once I start getting into the time and effort that's put into doing it 6-7 nights a week, I kind of had to start doing it. I just had to. If I didn't, I wouldn't be able to do the shows that I do every night. So each person is going to be a little different on how they do it. Some people decide they want to sell T-shirts. Some people want to sell products. Some people ask for donations on doing all these different things. And I'm not condemning anybody for whatever way you guys want to do that stuff. I just choose, instead of asking people for money on my channel, I choose to do the advertising, so I don't have to ask them for it. So I don't have to pay for it. It's free. I can do more shows. I'm working on several documentaries right now. Just stuff like that, man. It's just it's varies from person to person. I think that if I could go without having any advertisements at all, I would love that. Absolutely love it. And in fact, in the future, I'd like to work on a streaming process where I can offer that for my audience if they want to listen while they're at work, and they can just have a podcast they can listen to. So it's not, because with YouTube, unless you get the YouTube Red, you can't even turn your phone screen off without listening. Trying to listen, because when I was at work, when I did work at a machine shop doing mold and tool work, I listened to a lot of the stuff that I like to listen to. And on YouTube, I couldn't just put my phone in my pocket and listen to the headphones, because if I touched the button, it would turn it off. It was a pain, and it run my battery down like crazy. So, eventually I'd like to figure out a way that people could do that and do all that stuff. Try to, really give them opportunity to listen to what is going on without having to sit and stare at it. We got it. Just things grow too. I mean, Saturdays we have a show going on, a radio show on True Frequency Radio. Things will grow in your favor if you work hard at it. That's for sure. There's no doubt about it. Plus, the harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. When you're a laborer and there's few laborers out there, guess who's going to get promoted first? It's going to be you, because there's nobody standing in your way, because there's nobody out there doing what you're doing. And so it's important to really push, and I would suggest that anybody listening that has a business, find a way to make it beneficial to other people. Find a way to help people learn and grow, or just help people in general. Find a way to make it your ministry. Business or not, you can make it your ministry. I used to drive a cab, and I called it the cab ministry. I mean, it was a way for me to minister to people. Sometimes you get people in your cab that are in their last leg, down and out. They just lost a bunch of money at the casino. Whatever you're doing, you can find a way to make it a ministry, in my opinion. So.
Yeah, it's different, like for you, you have a family and your time is more valuable than others, whereas a person like me, I'm single, so I literally, I own my own business. I work out of home. So, I mean, a lot of my stuff I just deal with on the phone, and I can sit here on my computer and work all day. So, I mean, it depends on the person, because I do see people, that lash out like, oh, you got your channel monetized, so you're just doing it for money. Well, like you said, that's not necessarily true. Yeah, are there people that do that? Of course there are. But you can also tell by their content, too. To me, it's all about the content. If it's great content, I don't mind ads. If it's really crappy stuff and you got it full of ads, guess what? People ain't going to watch it.
No. People will quickly turn it off. So, yeah, you're right. I mean, it all varies from person to person. And also, Kip's single business owner, has a successful channel, ladies. So... very smart guy.
So a lot of the YouTubers are a little bit younger, right? And so like we'll have a younger crowd of people coming into things, and it's pretty hard, I'd say, for like the younger crew of people to get the following that they'd like. Any suggestions for them? Again, like you said, find your niche. But is there any advice that you all might be able to give for them?
I say make great content. I'll leave it at that. I'll let Kip go the rest further away.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely about the content that you're making. I mean, if you want to make a docudrama about, Japanese architecture, you're probably not going to get that many views. But, with me, I've always loved the supernatural ever since I was little. I've always loved cryptids and interesting things like that normal people don't usually fall into. I mean, I loved horror movies growing up and stuff like that. Not so much anymore. But, I've always been interested in legends, and I've always been interested in mythology, wondering, why would people come up with that stuff? Why would they make those stories up? And then I started to realize that, hey, all the stuff is in the Bible. It's all there. So I just wanted to expand on that and show people that stuff that we call legend and myth had to come from something in order to be something. So I just kind of gone down that path where, I try to make various different kinds of content as far as not just sitting on one subject line. I make numerous different types of stuff. I mean, I do stuff on flat Earth. I do stuff on the Bible. We also do Bible studies and things like that. But I try to keep my programming diverse. I try to keep it different and unique.
Right, I see. So like being diverse, having like a different open all around, having everything open and going in, I guess you have a more perception of people that are going to be coming into the videos. So like for the younger people, if they're like doing just one subject, maybe like they want to do like it's a girl and she wants to do just makeup, maybe she should change that and start doing more things that are around maybe like of nature or something like this. All right, so I had another question for you. Whenever you get in, know that you said comments are a big part of what's going on, being able to read into the comments and things like this. How often do you respond to the comments that are on the YouTube video?
Well, when I first started, it was every day. I mean, I would wait for my cell phone to ring, and then I'm like, oh, I got a message. But I mean, now when you get to the level that I'm at now, it is literally almost impossible to respond to everything. I mean, I do try my best, to show people that I'm still, I mean, I have to pick now which ones I'm going to respond to, because some people are just trying to waste your time, and some people are just, making stuff up or whatever, and you have to kind of learn to divide who's being real with you and who's just wasting your time or who's completely insane and probably belongs behind bars. You will get people that are stalkers. You will get weird emails that make absolutely no sense at all. You don't know where these people have come from or what they're talking about. But yeah, I mean, it can be a challenge, when I open my page and it says you have 587 comments, and I'm like, there's no way that you're going to be able to read all those comments. I mean, you wouldn't be able to make videos anymore because you'd be reading comments all day.
Yeah, and time balance, man. You have to balance your time, and you're right. You just can't. I mean, I can't even. I've been trying to get through my emails for a week now, and every time I write somebody back, a new email pops up. It's been really tough to do that, and you can't. You just, unless you have a secretary or something like that, you're just not going to be able to go through all of them once you grow to a certain level. And I can mirror exactly what he says. At first, I message everybody back. But one way I've kind of gotten around that is to have the live show thing, because then people can comment and we can answer questions that people have, and that's a good way to take two things and put them together so that you can make your time just do better with your time. I mean, it's impossible once you get to a certain level to answer all comments. There's no possible way, and like I said, unless you hire somebody.
Powerful stuff there. Well, so I'm gonna actually pull off, and I'm gonna show you like another way that you might be able to look at your analytics. The program's called Next Big Sound. I don't really have like near the amount of D13 Watchmen or even now you see TV John Pounders or Kip. I don't have any towards what you all have. But I'm going to actually share my screen with all the viewers so they could see how exactly I do a little bit of my analytics, and it actually is it is free to be able to do. All right, so can you see the screen? All right, so here is the next big sound. Here's my profile here. You could go. Of course, I don't want to log out, but you can make your account when you get in here. And this is showing the audience that I'm reaching here and the metric trends and stuff like this. And it's basically my musician and things like this. When I scroll down here, we can take a look at the Twitter, and you can see here have 47% mentions from male and 53% from female. 44% female, 56% male. So this is basically what's going all inside of my Twitter account. It's, to me, I think that it's very important to have a Twitter linked to like your YouTube or your blog or whatever it is that you're doing, just because it's just a lot easier to shove out the content that it is, because you got to remember there's probably, I think the last time I looked at the per downloads, over like 500 million people have downloaded the app Twitter. So like you think about it, now you're playing in a pool with 500 million people that you could possibly get in contact with. So like again, whenever we look at the Twitter stats and things like this, these are a lot of the places to where I'm getting a lot of my responses from. Is right here, and I can see this through the next big sound. Anyone can make a profile. It's not very expensive to do so. This is when I'm able to look into the YouTube content, and within my last upload, how to stream live with YouTube commentary. Me and John and I did this video on August the 2nd. You can see that right here, and it's actually so when you look at this here, you can see the graph here of what's happened and how it went down and went up, or whatever the case. But this lets me know how much exactly I've been working and how much has been pressed since I've been dropped out the video. And it has more of the videos underneath here and how its growth is done. I really do like this down here, because this allows me to see what the best growth of my videos are. And as you can see here, this for last week, the greatest change this week has been this video here, exposing Darkest Sea Conference. This has been a very good video. I went out with John Pounders from Now You See TV. Of course, he's on the show. But we went out and I shot an interview of Gary Wayne and Rob Skeever and Donna Carrico. I've actually redid the film, and so I'm going to re-let another one out. But this is the growth that this video has had within this week. But then I get to look down here and see any Super Female Vitality from InfoWars. It was done by Lady D. So it had 69 views this week, but it's changed from 40. It went down 48%. So it's actually kind of slumping a little bit. I mean, give or take, it's got over 5,940 views, but I'm sure there's other content creators out there that have a whole lot more than what I've produced. But this way I'm able to see the changes within things. So maybe what I would need to do to be able to pull this back up from the negative and start getting some positive inside of it, maybe what I need to do is start sharing it. So if I post it back on my blog, or if I shove it through Twitter, or if I shove it through Google+, hopefully we can get this negative to a positive. Again, here goes the Exposing Darkness Prophecy Conference. It had 57 views this week. And here's this plus. It's been up plus 714%. So it's doing pretty good. It's doing really good. And so again, like I said, when I go down through here, you're able to see exactly what's doing what. Like maybe I need to work harder on this. Maybe I need to, because they're all negative. So then you're able to take from your viewer standpoint, whatever it is that you're trying to pick up. You can see clearly right here with all this data where you're slacking and what you need to work on. When I scroll down, of course, I just have a whole lot of videos. When we start getting further down here, like this one seems pretty low. I think also, too, because they're older videos, which that really doesn't have a lot to do with it, but maybe the more videos I upload, the further it falls in behind. When we look at this is the metric reaching and things like this. So whenever I'm sitting here, I'm able to see how many Twitter followers is great greatest change? What's exactly has gone inside of my Twitters? I upped up 20 followers within Twitter within this week. So this made this change here. So that's pretty positive stuff there. And then the biggest changes here are always posted here. What's basically is really fueled what's going in. So this program is the next big sound. You can get one of these for free, I believe. I think they're free. If not, they're not very expensive to maintain, and it keeps you up to date with what exactly is going in on your analytics. I do like the I do like using YouTube's analytics, but whenever I want to be able to go into like getting more into content that I'm using to push my content to see what's going on there, I like to use the next big sound. So that's a little bit of how I look at my analytics and how you might be able to look at yours just the same. Yeah, so analytics are very important, as you could tell. We've been talking about the analytics and how you can use them to benefit your YouTube channel, your blogs, your websites, whatever it is that you're doing. And I hope that you all have gotten some knowledge out of this. It's very important to never really give up on what it is that you're doing. And if you're having problems, just look back at the analytics. It'll help you get things in control. Do you all have anything else to say?
Yeah, I wanted to add one thing. Okay, so this is for people that are looking to advertise their products on websites, okay? Obviously, you can go through AdSense to do that. You can do a bid for your product, okay? So this is something that I learned a while back because I used to sell products online like crazy. So I wanted to know, where am I going to get the best cost per click? How am I going to get the best cost per click? I would suggest to almost anybody advertising their products to use Facebook, okay, and also Google AdSense if you're advertising a product. If you have a product you're selling, a wagon, a kid's wagon, I'd like to get into this on some point and teach people how to do this stuff, because this is important. You can make $10,000 a week selling T-shirts on Facebook. I know a lot of people are like, wow, this is, that's crazy, but you can do it if you know what you're doing and you know how to do it right. Something that I did before I was doing this, I did it a lot, but slowly my life became less about money, more about doing what I'm doing now, because I don't make anywhere near the amount of money doing YouTube videos and doing the ministry stuff that I made selling T-shirts, selling crazy stuff online, just whatever I could sell to make, whatever I found a niche in to make money. It's important that you know a couple things too, especially if you're looking for a sponsor. And I think sponsorship is something that not a lot of people know a lot about. Or if somebody's like, I want to feature, you can feature your product on here. This is how much you charge. It's really important that you do not get scammed in this, because there's so many people out there that will say, hey, and I just recently went through a situation where somebody's like, pay us $500 a month and we'll stream your videos online. I'm like, no. First off, don't ever pay anybody to stream your videos. Don't ever do that. That's the stupidest thing ever. Nobody does that. Anybody that has any kind of a audience whatsoever, whether it be Netflix, whether it be whatever, they're not going to charge you to stream your video ever. They're not going to do that. They're going to pay you to have it on there, or they're going to put it on there for free. They're going to do that, okay? So it's important for you to know that. I don't know how much more I could go with this. Do not get scammed by a scam artist trying to make you charge money to be on their site. Do not do it, okay? YouTube is huge. You're never going to get a bigger audience than YouTube for streaming your content. They don't charge you anything to do it. Google Hangouts doesn't charge you anything to do it. Your own website doesn't charge you anything to do it. And any other content you're going to do, they're not going to charge you to do it. In fact, they're going to pay you if you make them money, if you do whatever you do. So that's important to note. One way you can check a website to see, okay, let's say I have a product that I'm going to sell. I want to sell a hat. I want to sell snapback hats, red and black, easy. I can get them for $1 or $2 online. I can sell them for $5 online. I want to sell these hats, but I'm looking for somebody that has a decent audience. Let's say I didn't go through Facebook. I didn't go through a website. I didn't go through or AdSense, but I have somebody that's like, okay, hey, dude, I'll feature for $5 a month. I'll put your advertisement for hats on my website. which you can find deals like that, believe it or not. People will do that, and sometimes it's a really, really good go-around. A website that I want you guys to keep this in your logs, keep this in your mind, is called similarweb.com. www.similarweb.com. Go to that website and check the website first before you make any kind of deal with that person. Check the amount of traffic they're getting. Check their bounce rate. These are all things that I'd like to talk about sometime, because this is stuff that needs to be addressed on this stuff. If you're wanting to sell a product, you really need to know this stuff, because you can go in through all the pitfalls you want. This is something I've been really successful at, is actually selling stuff online.
What's the website again? And I think that would be very good if we do another show. Kind of, I guess you might call this how to keep from falling in the cracks.
Oh yeah, just like how to keep from getting scammed type thing. Similarweb.com is something where you can check the website. You can check and see what kind of traffic they're getting, but you can really catch a deal sometimes. I mean, going through Google AdSense is a really easy way to do it, because they automatically put your ads on any website that uses ads, and they know how to get you a cost per click. They know which ones to hit, because they make money if you make money. So it's important to do. Google AdSense is really good. Also, Facebook's really good to do. But let's say I found somebody that's a friend of mine. Or not even a friend of mine, just somebody that has similar stuff to what I have, that they have going on, and I think that their target audience is where I want to hit. So let's say I'm selling the toy carts, and I find somebody that has kids books on their website. Okay, hey man, I want to sell my toy carts on your website. I want to create an ad for your website. I'll give you this amount of percentage for everything that gets sold on your website. Before you do that, you need to find out how much traffic they're getting, and it can be very beneficial, because they may not be used to receiving any for ad space in their thing. So you might be able to pay them, get by with $5 or $10 a month, and which would be way better than AdSense and way better than Facebook if you can find the right website that'll do it. And you just need to know how much they got. It's similarweb.com. You can type in their web address, and you can see how much traffic they're getting, what pages they're getting the most. Well, if you upgrade, you can see which pages on their website they're getting the most traffic, and then you can say, look, on this page on your website, I want to advertise this, and I'll give you $5 a month for it, $5 a week, whatever you think it's worth to you to do it. If you're selling kids carts or kids toys or whatever, a website that has kids books or kids content, like say they have kids educational videos, that's a good place to start. That's a good place to do it. You can target your audience with it. This is kind of involved in analytics. Analytics is so deep of a conversation. We could literally talk for hours on analytics, because it's so, especially in business, and maybe in ministry it's not. It is important to know your target audience in ministry, but it's more important in business to know your target audience and to know how you can get in front of your target audience, because we're talking like a big difference, because like ministry, your audience gets kind of set for you in a way, with the content you produce. If you're selling a hat, you're gonna want to go to people that wear hats. So if you're selling beard balm, you want to find people with beards. If you're selling kids toys, you want to find parents with kids. You want to get in your niche audience. So it's so important, and I'd love to get into it a little bit more sometime. I know it's like we're coming up on an hour right now, but I think it's so important of a subject. Really do your research. I mean, there's other people that have done YouTube videos about similar things, probably, I'm sure, and not a lot of people even give this information out, because I mean, there's a lot of people out there that have really successful businesses, but if you try to ask them questions about it, they look at you as competition, and they don't want anything to do with talking to you about this stuff. I mean, I tried so long when I was selling t-shirts and selling things online to find somebody that could help me out, and I saw plenty of videos that say how to do this, how to do that, but they never gave you the real nitty-gritty. They just kind of like, well, motivate you here, go on Facebook, do this, but they never really explained it to you in full detail ever, and they're not going to, because they don't want competition. People, that's the way people are. But see, with Kip, me, and Montez, we're not about competition. In fact, we want other people to do well in whatever they're doing, whether it be ministry, especially in ministry. I really want to see people doing well in ministry, because we're is to bring people to a relationship with Yeshua or Jesus. which when I say Yeshua, a lot of people that don't know what I'm talking about, Jesus is the English name that people use. Yeshua is his name given in Hebrew that his mother gave him. So we use those interchangeably. But that's the goal with what we're doing. That's why me and William do shows all together all the time. He comes on my channel, I go on his channel. We're not in competition together. At least I don't feel we are. I know he doesn't either. But
yes, we are.
Hey man, I'm creeping up on you on subscribers. So
No, I mean, that's what's been great, is when your channel grows, you start to meet, really cool people, like, how I met John, and, I view our channels as actually just equals. I kind of view us as together as one because we like to help each other out. And that's the funnest part, too, with, doing the live shows like this, is you will meet people, and you will probably start working with other people, and that also helps expand, and it works for both parties.
Then I always say it. I say no man or woman is an island. Can't do it by ourselves.
well, look at you're right. I mean, people have to be able to trade with each other. I mean, anybody that's an island doesn't have open trade, they're missing out on something. So
It's a very true point. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. This has been Get This Knowledge with Now You See TV and D13 Watchmen. Thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to share and like and comment on this video. Share this video with other people. I'm pretty sure this content you probably not have heard before, or not really got this in depth with it and stuff to get the learning that you might need to be able to go further inside of, whether, again, your business, your ministry, if you're going in trying to do your blogging, if you're trying to sell things on Facebook, if you're just trying to grow it all, and you're trying to see the growth on the internet. This is some information for you to take and utilize. Be sure to share it after you utilize it. Ladies and gentlemen, itsmontez.com. Thank you so much for tuning in.